This one's for you. Hello, and thank you for having me today. I have some very exciting things to share with you. I wrote an article a few years back in the Texas Beekeepers Association Journal called This One's for You. I have an opportunity today to put this into a video because more than just beekeepers should see this information. You work so hard to pollinate all the food that is grown in the United States, and we are so thankful to all commercial beekeepers, sideliners, and hobbyists. I got to spend time with a queen breeder company out of Navasota, Texas called Bee Weavers. They are from a long line of queen breeders. In a unique class called The Art of Queen Rearing, Dan Weaver let me behind the scenes to learn of his mastery and his family heritage and all the secrets of the trade. Such an incredible class. There's only been 2 that I'm aware of that he's ever conducted. After the nurse bees are gathered, they are put into small queen nukes so that when the virgin queens emerge, they can go out on their mating flight. The Bee Weaver family sells queens that are already mated and laying. Roosevelt has worked for the Weaver family for over 50 years. They add 2 scoops of nurse bees into each queen nuke so that she has help when she comes back from her mating flight and starts to lay eggs. In this short clip, you will see how they gently push in the capped queen into the frame and continue to add nurse bees. They also add sugar water so that they have food to eat. The nurse bees that are added to each queen nuke are not familiar with that queen's scent. They must be locked in the queen nuke for a little bit before they claim her as their own. Here you can see the Bee Weavers' virgin queen's mating yard. The weavers sell over 1,000 queens every year, including small packages, nukes, marked and unmarked queens. They're responsible for so many small beekeepers and commercial beekeepers continuing to pollinate our food supply across the United States. Without them, we would not have the high-quality replacement stock that we need to keep our hives going and replenish from hive loss. The love and care that the Bee Weaver family has, not just for the honeybees, but for the beekeepers themselves, is immense. There are other such bee breeders across the United States. Our Weavers is one of those. Without them, the food supply would vastly diminish, and we are all thankful. At the end of the day, we got to the point where we learned about how they clean their frames and what they do in the wintertime while their bees are overwintering. They scrape and clean the queen frames and the Langstrom hive frames. They repair and construct their frames for the spring season. A lot of hours go into preparing these nukes and queen boxes. This gives their employees something to do during the wintertime when the bees have settled in for overwintering in the South. Through my journeys, I've seen many, many things that might help such companies. While on my journeys, I came across a lovely beekeeper named Deshawn. He guided me through his wax melting and frame washing process, stacking frames in an alternating pattern on the beehive frame wash holder. Using 2 sets of cross-melted bands with the attached handle and 4 long threaded rods, the stacked frames are secured together. The whole beehive frame wash holder is dipped into wood-fueled boiling hot bath water. I recommend wearing long gloves to protect the hands and arms from the boiling water, a heavy-duty apron to keep from splashing hot wax on clothing, possible protective goggles, and a pair of rubber boots to protect feet. It helps to have sets of beehive frames wash holders so that you can assemble a set of frames while the second set of frames are in the boiler. While the first group of frames are in the boiler, start stacking the next 16 frames in the second beehive frame wash holder. When the slurry, debris from the frames, collects at the top of the boiler, it is time to use a metal pan with a rubber handle to scoop up the slurry floating on the water. Place a flat piece of metal plank, to connect the boiling pot to the centrifuge. The centrifuge has a sturdy cloth bag with a drawstring that scoops slurry and beeswax is dumped into. The metal plank catches any of the drippings to the run back into the boiling tank of beeswax. Diagram of the whole setup pictured below. As the centrifuge spins, wax drains out into the holding tank that it has water at the bottom. The overflow tank has two spouts in the side. One drains water at the bottom of the tank, and the other drains beeswax at the top of the tank. Drain the water and dump it back into the boiling pot to be reused. Drain the wax into a bucket and let it cool for later. Once the centrifuge is done spinning, the bag is then taken out and the remains dumped into a wheelbarrow and made into bricks that are burned into the fireplace during the winter months. This process can save so much time and manpower. It also has a second benefit. Each frame is boiled. Boiling the frames keeps any disease and prevents spreading disease from a poor or collapsed hives to healthy hives. My learned friend, over the years, I've had the opportunity to learn and study with some of the best beekeepers in Texas and around the world. I treasure those times, and if I come across anything that might save you time or money, it is yours. This one is for you and all you do for Texas beekeepers and other beekeepers across the nation. I'd also like to thank Dedant. So many times I've driven up to Paris, Texas with questions and looking for answers, and they would graciously take time to answer them and help me with my bees. And not just that, their catalogs are books of knowledge within themselves. I am so grateful, and so are all the other beekeepers here in Texas and abroad. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful family and inviting us and teaching us. I am truly grateful. Thank you. Proverbs 16:24. Pleasant words are the honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bone. I hope you find this insightful and helpful in your operations as you grow. All of us, little beekeepers, we're counting on you, and we are so thankful from all your hard work you do year-round. I rejoice in the good health and long life and a long family lineage. Blessings to you and your family. God bless you for all that you do. Thank you from all of us beekeepers out here. We rejoice in you. Thank you so much for helping us when we mess up and need more queens. Thank you so much for teaching us and your catalogs that teach us so many things. We are so thankful. We are one family together in God and in Christ. Blessings, blessings. I love you so much. Thank you.